there you are. I will be with you very shortly. Meditation's coming. As usual, just checking that everything is tickety-boo, as they say. See, I didn't turn off the volume on that. Okay, 1 out of 3, nearly there. Meditation's coming. It's always Facebook, isn't it? Don't you find when you're multi-streaming that it's always Facebook? Meditation's coming any minute. Okay, 1 more click and we're there. Brilliant. Okay. How are you? How's the day going? Going well? I hope it's going well. It's fine if it's not. Not every day goes well, but I hope it's going well for you. We're going to do a bit of meditation now. This isn't a class. It's just a chance to meditate together. These meditations are part of the further emergence work I do. And I'll explain all about that at the end of the meditation when we're finished. So for now, if you're used to meditating, if you're an experienced meditator, that's brilliant. Can you hang on for a minute while I explain what I do, just for the benefit of people who are new to meditation? There's lots of different styles of meditation. This is what I do. And for me, it starts with why I would meditate. I am trying to connect with a part of me that I connect to every night when I sleep. Not the dreaming bit, the bit after dreaming, where I go into deep dreamless sleep. So I'm dreaming and then I drop out the bottom of dreaming into deep dreamless sleep, where I have no thoughts, no memories, no emotions, no feelings, no personality. I've got no body really. I've got no country, no house, no nothing. I don't even have me, because I cease to exist. Certainly in the way that I normally register my existence. Which sounds terrible. I mean, it sounds like death, really, doesn't it? Yet, I love going to sleep, and when I wake up in the morning, I feel refreshed. So, some part of me knows that's a good place to go to, and that's where I want to go to when I meditate. Hang on, somebody's saying something to me here in one of the comments. Screen video issues again. Okay. Nothing too important. Thanks for that, little house. So as I say, oh yeah, I want to go to this place, but I want to go there consciously. So straight away, if you're new to meditation, don't try this lying down, because you'll fall asleep. And if you don't fall asleep, you'll battle sleep, both of which are kind of contrary to what we're trying to do. So as I say, there's no thoughts in this place. It seems to be a place that my mind can't get to. So it's almost like I've got to go into a place and my mind has got to wait outside at the door. So I've got to figure out a way to sort of part the curtains of my mind. It's so nice, I like to think of it like that, so I can go into this place. So what I do is I make an arrangement with my mind. I say, can you just not think for the next 15 minutes? Now at this stage, my mind is quite on board for the idea. I've been meditating for a long time, so my mind is like, yeah, okay, let's do that. So that's great. Next thing then is to stop thinking. That's actually easier than it sounds. It's easy to stop, okay? Because regardless of what I'm thinking about, which would be like the contents of my thought, the structure of my thought is always the same. It's always pictures and sound. So if I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound, that's it. I'm not thinking. And as soon as I do that, I'm into the practice of meditation, which runs parallel to my intention of meditation. So the intention of my meditation is, as I said, to go to this deep, profound, still, calm, Zen-like, I'm just trying to think of the other words that I use to describe meditation, to go to that place. And then the practice of meditation runs parallel with them. The two of them go together. And the practice of meditation starts as soon as I stop thinking, and it pretty much goes, I'll stop thinking, so I turn off the pictures, I turn off the sound. Then some time will pass and I'll discover I'm thinking again. I go, oh, I'm thinking again, right? Turn off the pictures, turn off the sound, bring myself back to not thinking. Then some more time will pass and I'll discover I'm thinking again. I go, oh, I'm thinking again. So bring myself back, turn off the pictures, turn off the sound, bring myself back to not thinking. Then some more time will pass and I'll discover I'm thinking again. I'll go, oh, I'm thinking again, and so on. So the practice of meditation is pretty simple. It's just every time I've discovered that I'm thinking, I bring myself back to not thinking by turning off the pictures and turning off the sound. And it's important to know that thinking happens during meditation. It's quite easy to get the misconception that to meditate correctly you shouldn't be thinking at all, which isn't the case. These two things go together. The intention, the intention and the practice, they go together, and they sort of do a little dance, with each other. So sometimes you'll be very deep and still, and then other times you'll be discovering that you're thinking. And both are powerful. It's obviously kind of powerful when you're in that deep, still place, because you can feel it in your body, you can feel the sensations, your nervous system settles down. But it's also very powerful when you are discovering that you're thinking, when you're in that side. The power side of it is a little bit more subtle, because what happens, if you're like me, the sort of things you'll be thinking about are me. I think about me, or from my perspective, meaning I'll be thinking, what am I going to do about that thing, and why did I say that to that person, and why did that person say that to me, and so on, right? So I'm in the middle of one of those thoughts, and I'm in the middle of meditation, and I discover I'm thinking. I go, oh, I'm thinking. So I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound. So it's powerful because indirectly what I'm saying to myself is, that thought that you just had, that you thought was you and that you were it, well, you just made that disappear. So you're obviously not that thought. In fact, you're not any of your thoughts. You're something else. That's pretty powerful. And then the fact that you do that repeatedly, that's very powerful too. So the main thing is, don't add to your thinking by thinking that you're doing it wrong, or thinking that you're thinking too much. There's no right or wrong amount of times that you need to, to bring yourself back from thinking, because it changes. It changes from day to day, and it changes from hour to hour. You could meditate in the morning and have to bring yourself back from thinking many times, and then in the afternoon you could meditate and you don't have to bring yourself back hardly at all. And neither is more right than the other. The main thing is, every time you discover that you're thinking, bring yourself back to not thinking. You do that, you'll be doing great. Now, while all that's going on, I'm also scanning my body for tension. And anywhere I find tension, I'm letting it go. So I'm scanning my body from my head down to my feet and back up again, very slowly, very gently. Anywhere I find tension, I let it go. And I use my out breath to let it go, because it's natural to just breathe it away. But it's also a good way of bringing my awareness to my breathing, because it's quite easy to hold your breath during meditation or to stop breathing altogether. So using the out breath to let go of tension is a good way of bringing a bit more awareness to my breathing. The other thing I do is, as I'm scanning my body, I'm paying particular attention to any structures that go across my body. Mostly my body runs longitudinally, but anywhere that goes across or transverse acts a little bit like a log going across a stream. All the twigs and the leaves and the branches collect, except in my body it's stress or tension. So I'm checking my eyes particularly, my jaw, my tongue, the base of my neck, my shoulder girdle, all my joints, they're all transverse sites as well. So shoulder, elbow, wrist, fingers, my heart area, my respiratory diaphragm, all my intestines, my pelvic floor, my hips, my knees, my elbow, my ankles, and my toes. Having a nice quiet room is very helpful, particularly when you're starting out in meditation, because noises are one of the things that triggers thoughts, and as soon as you close your eyes, your hearing is going to amplify. So the quieter the room, the best chance you'll be giving yourself. You'll be helping your mind out. And then the other thing I do to help my mind out is I set a timer for how long I'm going to meditate for. Now I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes, but if you're new to meditation, I'd encourage you to set yours for shorter. Set it for like 5 minutes and then repeat that 5 times, 3 times, because 15 minutes is a long time if you're not used to it. Okay. Now, off we go into the mystery. Okay, if you feel like you've gone very deeply inside and you feel like you need to come back from there, then take your time before you open your eyes. Or if you feel like you can hold the inner space and the outer space, then just open your eyes. And if when you do that you feel like you've lost the inner space, you just close your eyes again, reconnect with it. Oh yeah, there it is. Open your eyes again. No, lost it again. Close your eyes. You can kind of use your eyes like a valve, opening and closing them to equalize inner space and outer space. As I said at the beginning, these meditations are part of the further emergence work I do. Further emergence is to do with growth, inner growth specifically, growth in consciousness, awareness growth. You could call it spiritual growth, that kind of growth. Because when your body is growing, as a child and then an adolescent and then you become an adult, it kind of stops when you're an adult, stops growing anyway and switches into replication and maintenance. But you keep growing on the inside. That doesn't stop. You only have to think back to, who you were 10 years ago to see, yeah, I've continued to grow. And just like when you were growing as a kid, your body might have gone through periods of accelerated growth. They're called growth spurts, where you have the growing pains. Same thing happens on the inside. So as you're growing on the inside, you can go through periods where it speeds up. You go through a growth spurt. And like when you were a kid and you had growing pains, or you were going through a growth spurt, it's not like your parents brought you to the hospital or to the doctor. They just said, this is growing pains. It'll pass. Similarly, when you're going through an inner growth spurt, it can be hard to see it as just a naturally occurring thing. It can be easy to kind of feel like there's something wrong, or that you're broken in some way, or you're losing the plot, whereas it's just a natural thing, because it does have the attendant kind of growing pains and difficulties and disorientation, and it can manifest in all sorts of different ways. And further emergence is about that particular thing. It's about those inner growth spurts and helping to navigate them. Because as I say, they can be quite disorienting. You can feel quite lonely. You can kind of go from, everyone used to get me, now nobody gets me. I don't really get anybody. Nobody really understands what's going on for me. It can feel like things have speeded up. You can feel that things have speeded up, that you're changing, and it can be almost like one of those movie things where the person is standing still and everything's changing around them, except the opposite. You're changing fast on the inside and everything is standing still around you. It can feel like that. Or it can feel like you're stuck. You can feel like you have this pressure, but you don't really know what the pressure is about, but you just feel pressure building up. That's another way it can manifest. You can have physical symptoms that can present as well. And lots of other things, ways of manifesting itself. So I've been through it myself many times, and I've helped lots of people go through it as well. And I do a few different things. One of them are these daily meditations to help with it, because meditation helps you become familiar with your inner landscape. And the more familiar you are with your inner landscape, the easier it is to navigate these difficult growth spurts. There's a Zoom group every week, and that's a chance to meditate a bit more deeply, to have questions and answers, get some reflection, and also to see, oh yeah, there's other people going through this. I'm not on my own with this. So they're helpful for that. And then the video for those, you can watch the video for those if you want to see what they're like. Or the audio from the Zoom groups is available in podcasts, so you can listen to that either. And you're welcome to come. If you go to the website furtheremergence.com, you'll get the Zoom link there. You can come. They're on Fridays, 8 o'clock Irish time. And then I work with people one-to-one as well. So I do that on 2 days. Today is one of the days I do that. So I spent the day doing that today. And it involves, I kind of think of it as behind the scenes and in front of the scenes work. In front of the scenes is where we talk and we talk it through. And there's questions and reflection and that kind of thing. And then there's a period where the person lies down, and I do distance kind of energetic work to help with the system, help with the process as well. And then what else? I've got books as well. I've got written 4 books at this stage, all circling around this kind of topic of further emergence. So if you've watched all the way to the end and you're still with me, perhaps something's resonating with you about this. So, whatever you do about that, that's fine. You could either just follow along on whatever channel you're looking at this on, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, or you can go to the website and read some more about it. Just keep doing the meditations, or you could come to a Zoom group, or you could get in touch for one-to-one work, or you could get a book or whatever. So thanks for meditating with me, and see you tomorrow for some more meditation. Bye.